What a scene, right? A lot of Half-Life 2 up until this point feels so cramped, but it really opens up with Highway 17 here. There's no buildings or mountains in the distance that way, it's just open waters. It feels like this chapter is a big step in your journey. You get a car and you hit the road. If only you could enjoy this scene without getting swarmed by antlions. Welcome to Video Game World Tours, and this is Half-Life 2's 7th chapter, Highway 17. Where's Gordon? Is he Ghost? You technically can enjoy this scene without getting swarmed. No target truly is a blessing. Do you think the Resistance would mind if I just hung out here for a couple hours? I'm bored. My completionist tendencies make me hate areas like this. There's so many corners that could hide secrets, so I feel like I need to check every one. It's made even worse by the fact that antlions fling themselves at you. And made even worser considering that there aren't any secret items. So you just drive around wasting health and time for no reason. Thanks, Valve. Up here is the road. And I didn't forget, I need to check the route we take in this chapter with the route you see at the end of the previous one. Here it is. We start at Shorepoint Base down here. And you know what? It actually makes sense so far. Look at this bendy path right here. It perfectly matches the path you drive along. I don't know, I probably shouldn't be surprised, but I still am. I'm not used to details like this being accurate in games. I love these tunnels. Ooh, the path we take deviates from the established road here. Well, so much for following the path on the map exactly. Huh, these little combine ground pounder things keep the antlions away. Feels like an homage to the Thumpers from Dune. Only in that story, the Thumpers draw the sandworms, not repel them. I'll take it though. Dune appreciators stay winning. I do not like that. They really want you to know this is not a good place to enter. Wait, did that corpse fall from the ceiling? This drop pod caused the hole up there. But where did this guy come from? Was he just dangling and happened to fall when you came in? It's almost like it's just meant to be a light jump scare and you aren't supposed to think about it too hard. Most indeedly. How did the door get barricaded from the inside? Not far from here is another house, though this one is under Combine control. This guy is keeping an eye on some Resistance members in the distance. Excuse me, sir? Look at them all about. Ah, I see you, G-Man. You aren't sneaky. Wait, he's just talking to a guy. Wonder what they're saying. Over here is a little extension built on the side of the house. I don't think I even processed it as that my first time through. It feels like an entryway, like we just saw in the other house. Weird. A tire swing. Do you think the Combine played on this? Gordon's heavy ass breaks the ropes holding up this boat. He needs to exercise more. He's so lazy. I didn't even think about it until now, but there's a lot of boats that are beached in this area. There's one, and we've already passed 3 or 4. Okay, well, I guess the docks indicate roughly where the shoreline was before it receded. I don't know though, the grass line doesn't feel quite right when taking into consideration that the water used to be up here-ish. But maybe it does make sense. Maybe the water line's been down for a while. We finally arrive at New Little Odessa. This is on the map we looked at earlier. I think it's accurate? I'm pretty sure it is, just the scale of the map is different from what I expected. Anyway, lovely town. Maybe it's just because I know this is a video game, but I personally wouldn't keep so many red barrels around here. Surely the people in-world know the danger of these too. Maybe they don't. I guess this is where everyone sleeps. Cozy. Gordon Freeman, interior decorator. Over here's the main building. Alright, I dig this. It'd be cool to hang out here with some buds late at night, sharing stories. Paintings on the wall, or photographs, I guess. Who are these people? I'm asking both in-world and also in real life. This game sometimes gets you thinking about the world before the current day. There's so many rundown houses and structures, you can't help but wonder about that. All these homes that have been long abandoned by their owners. Maybe they're long dead, who can say? But also, who are these people? Are these genuine, authentic photos from generations past? This kid probably went on to live a long and fulfilled life. Their great-grandkid might have even played this game and came across this picture, none the wiser that they're looking at their own lineage. That could be my great-grandpappy, I don't know. Great-grandpappy Pretzel, your legacy lives on in a computer game. A somewhat detailed kitchen. This room feels off. I think it's the wall and floor textures. Textures like the floor in here or the wall here are ones that you come across all the time in the game. But these feel more unique. They might be reused here and there, but definitely not as much as some of the other textures in this game. Ooh, this building ain't doing so well. No hints as to what this space could have been for the previous owners. Pile of leaves. No trees above us that these could have fallen from. Those piles make sense. This one, not so much. A comfy little get-together in the basement. How cute. That's all there is to see for New Little Odessa. Thanks for letting me hang out, guys. I'll leave you to deal with the gunship. I'm sure you got things under control. A bit further down the path are some warehouses owned by Northern Petrol. It's, really empty in here. A lot of wide open spaces. It was at this point in my playthrough that I realized I should have brought the Jeep with me. There is a bit of walkable space that makes it so you don't need the Jeep at this point. I'm kind of surprised at just how open it is here. Like, whoever walked around to this tree? Probably like 2 people, ever. You can walk a bit further down the road, but it eventually does need you to be in the Jeep for this jump. Though it'd be pretty unlikely that you'd walk this far on foot without realizing you need the Jeep. It's a trek up here. Another spooky tunnel, ooh. This space kind of reminds me of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, specifically in Flint County along the coast. I always liked that area, cruising through with some tunes. It felt like a real road trip. This game kind of has road trip vibes. Oh my god, and this reminds me of, Look, I'm gonna sound insane for this, but it reminds me of the road the main group drives along in the movie Cabin in the Woods. This area right here. And no, I'm not just including this bit as an excuse for me to rewatch the movie to find this scene. I would never do such a thing. I've said it before, my mind is just struck with divine inspiration sometimes. This is just a nice house. It's got all the rooms you'd expect. Bathroom, kitchen, laundry room, bedroom. This is fully featured. I bet this place would go crazy on the Half-Life 2 real estate market. Even got a tire swing. Man, the Combine really love their tire swings. Can I just say, I was very disappointed when I threw a grenade at this building and it didn't explode. It has the warnings on the building itself. I thought for sure it would blow up. But no, I am disappointed. There's just so many random houses dotted along this road. Imagine living here back when civilians would actually drive along this path. It'd be so annoying. People would probably throw cans of beer through your windows. Huh, I actually didn't find this Lambda cache during my playthrough. I try my best to find them all, but some of them are still kinda sneaky. Guess we got a tiny village set up near this bridge. I could see this being a real place people would call home. Maybe this guy lives here right now, and I just barged into his place without even knocking. He'd be right to blast me away. Unfortunately, I have no target enabled right now, so I'm basically a ghost. Maybe he can sense my presence, but he's not allowed to react to me. What is this pointless bit past the bedroom door? The building we looked at in Ravenholm had one of these too. It feels like this should lead to another room, or maybe it could be a hall closet, but it's just nothing. This hallway extends a little bit for no reason. I have a bad feeling about this house, because you have to find your own way upstairs. I don't know, it just gives me bad vibes. And sure enough, there was a poison zombie waiting for me. Hate these things so much. Wonder if the Combine knew he was up here. This kitchen has a lot of stuff. Probably the most populated kitchen I've seen in this game so far. I thought this path down here would lead to something, but alas, it doesn't. This game can be such a tease at times. Oh, I really like this section of the chapter. The ambience is so calming. I can feel the wind chilling me while I look down at the water below. I don't do well with heights, but I kinda like this space. Thank God I'm not doing this series in VR though. It's very convenient for Gordon that he's able to find a way across this bridge. Of course, this is a video game where it's designed for you to get across, but what if Gordon wasn't so lucky? What if this walkway fell down into the water below? He wouldn't be able to get through the force field on top of the bridge, and his journey would be over. That'd be a pretty sad ending to Gordon's story. Stupid ass headcrab in here. That is a lot of blood. What happened to this guy? I don't think he can lose that much blood and still be completely intact. This is like someone getting run over with a steamroller. It's cute that there's barnacles on the underside of the bridge. You don't have to deal with them depending on the path you take, but it's a good reminder that this creature exists. They probably would exist under here, even if they aren't that important gameplay-wise at this point. There's 2 Combine here, but how did they reach this spot? Are they parkour masters like you? And the headcrabs hiding in this building. Surely they saw these guys when they walked through here. Maybe they're pets like Lamarist Kleiner? Sorry. How nice of these guys to stand directly under an environmental hazard. Your sacrifice will not go unnoticed. I do kinda like this whole interior area the Combine are holed up in. There's a lot of nice little bespoke rooms to fight through on your way to the objective, which happens to be pushing this button. Though I have a question, and it's kinda related to one I asked before, but how did the Combine get here? I scoured these rooms and found the only way to reach this control room is the way you came. But ain't no way all the Combine you fight here went through all that. You could argue they maybe climbed down from the bridge above, but skipping ahead a bit, there isn't really an easy way to access it from here. And yeah, I'm kinda nitpicking a bit. It's like pointing out you discover an ancient tomb in Uncharted or something, and yet there's human enemies in there waiting to fight you. It's just a weird video game thing, but it's fun to point them out every now and then. I'm kinda surprised there isn't a Lambda cache after you cross the bridge. There's a couple of weird spots that feel like somewhere you'd find one. There's the way you're supposed to go, but there's a sneaky little path that curves around. You know what I mean? This just feels like a spot that should hide something. Or this spot over here. You're supposed to ride up this slope bridge, but you can actually go under it. You can jump back here and find this little cubby. Though maybe this is a little too obscure for Valve's taste. This really does feel like a spot that might as well be inaccessible, blocked off by some rocks or something. And with that, we're done with Highway 17. We're alone in this creepy tunnel, illuminated by only a clinical greenish light. It's unwelcoming. We got another creepy chapter ahead of us, I just know it. Thanks for watching, Pretizens. See you all next time.